everybody. Thanks for checking in with us today. Like we said, we were going to have a Facebook Live featuring Corey, our Valentine's Day owl. So my name is Chelsea. I'm the assistant director here at the hospital. And this handsome fella right with me is Corey, our barn owl. He is one of our animal ambassadors here at the hospital. And Corey's known as the heart-shaped owl. And the reason he's known for the heart-shaped owl is because of the heart shape on his face. So you can kind of see the outline. You going to talk to the people too? All right. So people have been sending in questions all week about what they would like to know about Corey. So I'll answer a couple of those for you. And if you guys have any questions for us, feel free to comment on the video and send them in. We'll answer as many as we can. So the first question is how old is Corey? Corey came to the hospital back in 2011, so we think his age is probably right around 8 years old. And what was Corey's story was the other question. So Corey was actually found with his 3 siblings in an abandoned building that was being demolished. And unfortunately, when he went to the Audubon Center for rehabilitation, his siblings got to be released after they were raised up, but Corey didn't get to because Corey was actually born missing his right wing. So he only has one fully functional wing, so he couldn't fly. In the wild, unfortunately, his injury would have meant he probably would have passed away pretty early on. But lucky for us, Corey was able to find a good home and come live with us here at the hospital and be a great animal ambassador. So you might hear him making some noises. This is a common noise for barn owls. It's almost like a screeching sound, but they're not the screech owls. The screech owls make a little bit different noise. Now, males and females are very similar in size. However, the females are generally brighter in color. The females have a little bit more brownish coloring right on their chests, whereas the white is going to be mostly the males, and you might notice all the speckling on it. It is said that the more speckles they have, the more attractive they are. So Corey's got quite a bit of speckling, so we think he's pretty handsome. Don't you, Corey? You want to see if you have any other questions? All right, let's see. So somebody asked, what does Corey do at the hospital? So Corey is an educational animal ambassador for us at the hospital, which means he travels all over the county when we have programs to go to. So we'll go to schools, we'll go to nursing homes with him, we'll go to public events. Anybody that would like to schedule a program can. There's more information on our website about all of that. Corey does still think he can fly. Unfortunately, he can't. So in his home, he actually has all of his perching nice and down on the ground. So that way he doesn't get injured, because when he does try and fly, he kind of takes off and just kind of flutters to the ground. So, but being a barn owls like to be up high. They like to be up in the rafters. So Corey's looking at all the trees around us right now going, I want to be up there. But unfortunately, he can't. What are some other questions? What's the next program we can see Corey at? Use the help button. There you go. The next program Corey's actually going to be at is going to be our Wild About Wildlife event. That is coming up in April 6th. It's a big fundraising event that we have up at Port Canaveral, where you can purchase tickets online. They're $50 in advance. The price will go up the week before the event, but we have a live auction, we have raffle items, we have a band, we have a seafood feast put on by Laura Lee Thompson of Dixie Crossroads, and all of our animal ambassadors, including Corey, will be there. So that'll be a lot of fun. We always look forward to that event. And then after that will be our baby shower on May the 4th. Corey, turn around, buddy. May the 4th will be our next event, and that's going to be at the Town Hall Center of Palm Shores. It's an annual fundraiser event for us where we ask for supplies to help us get ready for baby bird season in the summer. So those will be the 2 next upcoming events that people can come and see Corey at. What else do we have? How much does Corey eat a year, and what does he eat? So Corey will generally eat mice and chicken chicks. He loves those. He gets one of those each per day. And it costs us about $300 to feed Corey per year. In the wild, he'd be eating mice, mostly rodents. A family of barn owls can eat over 3,000 mice a year. So they're excellent exterminators to have around if you have a rodent problem. So we always highly encourage building nest boxes for these guys, as well as screech owls and other owls that like to burrow in trees to nest. Barn owls will usually be up top in the rafters of buildings, but sometimes they'll do nest in trees as well. What else? what are on Corey's ankles? So you guys might notice these things right here on Corey's ankles. Those are called anklets. That's just so that way he can't jump off the glove and get injured. So if he does jump off, he doesn't go real far. You might have saw him do it a little bit earlier. But these are called anklets. And then the leather straps that are attached to them are called jesses. And all of that gets attached to a leash, which is clipped to our gloves. So that way the bird's nice and safe when they go out on programs. Some of our other ambassadors are fully flighted and we don't want to lose them. They have other issues of why they couldn't be released. But some of them are fully flighted. Where does Corey live at the hospital? So in order to keep any of our resident ambassadors, we do have to have special permits from U.S. Fish and Wildlife as well as Florida Fish and Wildlife. So Corey is kept in a mew, which is an outdoor holding enclosure. It's built with specifications by U.S. Fish and Wildlife on how big it has to be. But we do have to have those special permits and we do have to have all the facilities in order to house these animals. So it's very specialized. Owls do not make good pets. They eat a lot. They smell a lot, they shed a lot, and it's also highly illegal to do so. So we don't recommend it. Always come out and see our guys instead. What else? Answered some of these questions. Where are you going, Corey? I know. So how can you help barn owls? That was a good question. One of which is, I said, putting up a nest box. That way it encourages them to nest in your yard. The other is to not use pesticides or rodenticides. Those are poisons that you put out for animals and pests that you don't want around. However, what often happens is the rodents that eat that bait will then still live for a couple of days, and an owl like Corey might end up eating that mouse that's poisoned, which in turn could poison him. So we always don't ever recommend using rodenticides. Much better uses would be live traps, have-a-heart traps, things like that, where you can easily and humanely remove the animal without injuring other wildlife. Sticky pads and things like that can also injure other wildlife. Last year we had several incidents of animals coming into the hospital with issues being trapped onto sticky pads, so we always want to avoid that. Woo, there you go. We talked about what they ate. That was another question we got in. Are barn owls monogamous? So that means, since we're on Valentine's Day, do barn owls mate for life? The answer is yes. Barn owls will mate for life. Usually the females will stay with a young male and stay with the young, so they'll help raise the babies, but then the dad is going to go out and do most of the hunting and bring in food for the babies and for mom. So they're great family birds. They do work together to raise their offspring. These guys can have anywhere from 2 to 4 is the general amount that they have. Sometimes they could have lay up to 10 or 12 eggs, but generally their nests are a lot smaller. Where are you going? I know, you're a big bad bird. Some cool facts about barn owls somebody wanted to know. They're often associated with superstitions. It doesn't help that they're often found in abandoned buildings, so it's kind of creepy sometimes. Also, their bright white color kind of makes them look ghost-like, so a lot of times they're associated with, spooky Halloween type things. So Corey kind of doubles twice a year. Valentine's Day he's great for, and Halloween. Where you looking, buddy? What is a pellet? That's a good question. So owls, when they eat, they actually can't digest everything that they eat. Where are you going? There you go. These guys actually cannot digest the bones or the fur or feathers of things that they eat. So what they'll do is they'll actually eat those items. Usually they eat their prey whole. And then those items will start to digest, and they will actually form a pellet that the bird will then cough back up, and it just kind of looks, it's about this big usually, and it has all of the bones and the feathers and the fur and things like that in it. A lot of times children will dissect owl pellets at school, so if you ever need any owl pellets, if we have any teachers watching, we'll see if we can fix this. Oh, is it working now? Anybody can... Is it working? Can everybody see me? Here's Corey. I kind of hear me.
Yeah.
All right. I think we finally got it working again. So we'll go back around and have Sunny take the camera back from me. All right, Corey. So sorry about that. I hope you guys all got to kind of find out what was going on. Let's see. How big are barn owls? So Corey is fully grown. This is as big as Corey's gonna get. So Corey's gonna be about 12 to 16 inches tall. Corey weighs just under 2 pounds. He's right around probably about 1.5 pounds, so he doesn't weigh very much. Corey's bones are actually hollow, which is what all birds' bones are, so that way they're able to fly, even though Corey can't, even though he tries. So any other questions coming through, Sunny? No? All right, well, we'll stay on a little bit longer so everybody can kind of get a good idea of what's going on with Corey and take a good look at him. He's being quite the ham right now. So if you have that special Valentine, show him these cute photos of Corey. Now, all through the month of February, you can actually adopt Corey. It's a symbolic adoption. You don't actually get to come and adopt him and take him home. He stays here. But you can come and adopt him. We actually are doing a discounted adoption on Corey this month, featuring him. And we're actually going to discount adoptions on all of our animal ambassadors throughout the year. We're going to actually feature a different ambassador throughout each month. So just keep an eye out for that. So if you have your favorite ambassador, keep an eye out for each one each month. And when that happens, we'll do Facebook Lives with more of them as well. So it'll just kind of depend on which month we're going to do each bird. There you go, Corey. But if you have any questions, you can visit our website at floridawildlifehospital.org. We have information about all of our upcoming events there, as well as information about some of our animal ambassadors and about the hospital in general. You can become a member, or you can do an adoption with any of our animal ambassadors. Here's Corey. So thanks for tuning in today, guys. I hope it worked out well, and I hope you guys were able to hear everything. So if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us a message. We do our best to respond as quickly as we can. And Corey had a good time talking to you guys too. You gonna say goodbye, Corey? Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.